Welcome, welcome in, come meet my Bristol bro. Anything from this to that, my Bristol bro. So nice to introduce my Bristol bro. Anyone from him to her, my Bristol bro. Work with these hands, you see this hard form. Say with your chest, my pen is hardcore. Even at my desk, feel like a star-lord. And it shows how much we give it all for. Now it's time to give them all an encore. Till it's back to the drawing board. Welcome, welcome in, come meet my Bristol bro. Anything from this to that, my Bristol bro. So nice to introduce my Bristol bro. Anyone from him to her, my Bristol bro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Bristol Bros of the new year. Happy New Year to everyone. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Sam is already throwing up some awesome discount codes in the chat, so make sure you check that out. The Bristol Bros hookup, 15% off your first order. And without further ado, I got to bring in my Bristol bro, Sam, to the stage. What's up, my Bristol bro? How you doing?
We're out here. We're slinging comics. We're slinging art. Get it at a discount, folks.
Yeah, and we got the man Yevgeny Sokolov in the house. We have got another amazing artist who just hung out with us on a Sunday and was drawing with us. Mr. Victor Medina is in the house. Welcome, guys. Awesome stuff. So Sam, the background is blurred out. It will be unveiled here within a couple of months, the new studio space that you're working on. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Like I was telling you, the room that I'm moving in is pretty much double the size of the studio that I had previously. So having all that space is going to be amazing just in general. I'm not going to be cramped in a tiny ass room anymore.
Yeah. When you're fulfilling your shipments and everything, that's going to make things a heck of a lot nicer. Plus a place to keep the books when you get them and everything.
Yeah, in my previous place, my closet, I'm not even joking, it was like 2 by 2. It was super, super small. So you can only fit like 4 or 5 boxes of comics in there. So I just had shit just literally piled everywhere.
Yeah. Limits how much stuff you can collect too, right?
It does. Yeah, I had to limit myself to like 4 long boxes, and I have like 4 like small, short, like 4 shelf units for like paperbacks and trades and everything. But down here, like we're planning on all the way around the basement, like we're going to be building bookshelves.
Wow.
And we're just going to fill them up with books because I have a bunch of books. I just don't have room to display them right now. So
now, is it safe to say that your lady is supportive of the collecting habit, or does she know what she's getting in, the vastness of what she's getting into here with all the comic books, man? She's got to have an inkling of an idea.
Yeah, definitely. And she reads as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, really into Scotty Young's her favorite.
Oh, sweet. I pulled the Scotty Young Ultimate in-game cover out of the blind bag. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like Scotty's stuff too.
Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, she's really into the Fairy Tale Land stuff. And she read through, I gave her a couple of like Ice Cream Man Sunday editions.
Oh, cool.
She read a couple of those and liked them, and then she just started reading Chew. She just picked up the second volume of that. So
she's picking up some stuff from way back then.
Yeah, obviously she's dating me, so she's well aware of like kayfabe and all that kind of stuff, and she's been exposed to that kind of stuff. So I've been training her up.
Got to have the support, man. That's where it starts. Yeah, very cool. So the paint has been picked. You got an idea of what kind of stuff you're going to throw up on the walls? You got some posters, you got some art, I'm sure, that you're going to put up there.
Yeah, I sent you pictures of it, but I just got my commissions from Sean Crystal.
Those turned out amazing, dude.
Yeah, that Cheech Wizard that he did, and then the Savage Street Vigilante. He originally he was going to do a commission for Flavor Flav for me,
Oh, wow.
and he had reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, what do you want me to do for you?" And I had said Savage Street Vigilante, and he told me that he didn't feel comfortable doing that because that was Jim's character, and he basically
Right.
his comment was, "Is if you want that, pay Jim to do it for you."
There you go.
So then I was like, "All right, give me a Flavor Flav." Then he's like, "All right, I'll do you a flavor." And then I got my order and I pulled out my painting and it was Savage Street Vigilante, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Huh." So I emailed him and asked him what was up, and he's basically like, I talked to Jim about it, and he's like, he kind of was of the mind like, you are the indie supporter creator guy, so it's like,
Right.
do it because you're the homie. I don't care. So then he
Yeah.
did Savage Street Vigilante for me anyways.
That sounds
So
like Jim too. Like
yeah,
that's his vibes, right?
yeah.
We have RGH3 Comics in the house. Welcome.
It's
Yeah.
Robert,
uh,
the
you,
homie.
you got yeah, you got a lot of buddies in that ink pulp community, don't you?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, a vast majority of the people that I talk to, I've pretty much have met all through the ink pulp community and Discord.
Yeah.
And some people as well, like just uh organically finding me through YouTube and everything like that as well. But yeah, vast majority of people, honestly, I've met through Discord. So
That's amazing. Yeah, they built such a great community of creatives there and very supportive group. It's always cool to see. Yeah, I'm trying to collect the ink pulp guys like infinity stones for my podcast. I've had, Jim on and everything, and I'm trying to get well, I mean, they've all said yes. It's just a matter of scheduling, right? So Sean used took advantage of the feature of being able to book way out. So he's not until like April.
mhm.
And Mateo, I think he wants to come on around the time that his Kickstarter's officially launching to promote that. And yeah, it's just a great group of guys. And I feel like they are along those lines of what we talked about last time, in that they would be making comics even if they weren't getting paid to do it. Like it's
100%.
it's in their DNA, right?
Yeah, it is. And they just had Cassera on their pod, the
Yeah,
most recent one they
OAX.
just did. Yeah, and that was something that he was saying to Sean. He's like, dude, like you could walk through an indie creator con. It's like you're a god amongst men, pretty
Yeah.
much. And I think that is not only like because of their work ethic and the things that they've done for the community and everything like that, but it's because of their passion for comics. And exactly like you said, it's like even if they weren't getting paid, it's like they would still be
Yeah.
making comics regardless. So
Yeah, and in case he's watching, Cassera actually followed me today on followed Nerdy Musings on Instagram, which I thought was really cool. So I know we've got some plans of hopefully getting him on here with us. And I thought it'd be cool, while we wait for Steve to get here, that we kind of talk about some of the guests we have lined up here. We don't have dates for everybody, so we can't let everybody know that yet. But I know Cassera, we're talking to him about coming on, and we can announce who we have on next week. Why don't you let everybody know who's going to be here with us next week?
yeah, so next week we have West Coast Avenger,
Yeah,
Dave Wexler, however however you want to say it. Yeah, he's obviously Dave is a really big supporter of mine and has been for over a year now. And Dave's a really good friend of mine as well. So gonna have him on and kind of talk about direct edition and all the stuff that he does in terms of selling comic books. And if you guys don't listen to direct edition, I highly recommend to
oh
do it
yeah,
and to join his Patreon because he just put up a Patreon exclusive episode of direct edition yesterday, and
yes.
he's flipping through a photo album of pictures that he has with like musicians, and this thing is probably like 3 inches thick worth of photos.
He's an
And it,
OG in the music scene. A lot of people don't realize that.
yeah, and I was telling Dave, I commented, I'm like, you're like the Forrest Gump of comics because you're literally everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, Yevgeny. Dave is a good dude, man. I got to get him back on the pod too. It's been a long time. He was amongst my earliest supporters on here. Hey, we resemble that remark. It says nerds. It's true. It's true. It seems to be a cool thing nowadays, though, not as frowned upon. Um, so, Sam, are you at all excited about Avengers Doomsday? Have you been catching some of the leaks and all of this? Have you been waiting for the actual HD versions to come out, or what have you been doing in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the trailers for it, and to give you context, the very last Marvel movie that I've ever even saw was the Avengers. That's how far removed I am from any of those
Okay.
movies. I don't care. I'm just being honest with you. It's just one of those things that I was into, the first Iron Man movie, the first Captain America movie, and then once they were pumping out 8 movies a year, it was too much, and I just stopped caring at that
Yeah.
point. Like, once they hit the Avengers, that was kind of like I was done, and I was still in high school at that point, and it's like, obviously, that was, 15 years ago now, if not more than that.
Yeah.
So
That's funny, man. So you could either go two directions with it. You could just keep doing what you're doing, or you could do a binge and try to catch up before they release it. You got pretty much a year to catch up. Like, I could give you a list of the essential stuff. Like, it's not like you're gonna have to watch a ton of stuff for it to make sense. Or don't even do that. Just watch one of those. They're gonna do that. Every channel is gonna have like a 15-minute Easter egg catch here, everything you need to know before watching Avengers Doomsday video, right?
yeah, I saw a couple of clips. Like I saw the Cyclops X-Men thing that they were teasing earlier today.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I saw the 2 Spider-Man movies that they did, Homecoming and whichever the second one was. I can't remember what the name of it is now. Um,
Yeah.
but I did see those. But yeah,
No Way
the
Home.
other, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But the other Marvel movies, I never saw them. The Doctor Strange movie that Sam Raimi directed, I was curious in seeing that one
Yeah.
because I'm a big Sam Raimi fan,
And
but
it
I never got around
definitely
to seeing it.
it definitely felt like a Sam Raimi movie. I think you'll dig it. He even brought some of the horror aspects into it, which was really cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely he made a Sam Raimi version of Doctor Strange. So it was, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I wish that he would make more movies, be honest with you.
Yeah.
Very, very selective and doesn't do a lot of things. And he probably doesn't have to. The dude's probably rolling in money.
Oh, I'm
So
sure. Yeah. This X-Men teaser got me pretty excited because that for me was really like, I think when superhero movies, like, a lot of people will argue that Blade was kind of the beginning of it, but they didn't really market Blade as a superhero movie back then. Like, a lot of people didn't even realize that it was from the comics. But X-Men, I remember, it's funny, when my wife and I were first dating, she refused, like, a comic book movie. I don't want to watch that. And then I was like, no, trust me, you'll like it. And then we saw it, and then, like, hell, she's like even more of a nerd than me now in a lot of regards, like, knows more about the comics and things than I do. But I have a lot of nostalgia tied to those old, like, Fox X-Men movies. So that trailer, like, seeing, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen back, and James Marsden being dressed in the actual X-Men 97 style costume that everybody wants to see him in, the comic accurate version. They got me with that. So I could go see the movie and probably be happy, if not just for the X-Men portion of it.
did they have Hugh Jackman coming back for Wolverine?
He's supposed to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people too that when they did the chairs, that they made people watch for like 4 hours where they revealed each chair and whose name was on it. Um, they left out a lot of people who are actually going to be in it. And they haven't said that Deadpool's going to be in it, but I have a good feeling if he's not in Doomsday, he'll be in Secret Wars because they put that Easter egg in the Wolverine Deadpool movie. They showed a cover with Doom on it, and it was from the newer Secret Wars. So I have a feeling that they're gonna Marvel's gonna do the whole like too big to fail thing with these movies after some of their little not as successful ventures recently. And I think they're gonna have some big hits. Plus the Russo brothers usually do a good job with the stuff. So
I mean, good luck. I think that there is going to be a certain point, though, that the mass audience as a whole kind of hits a fatigue threshold with the Marvel stuff if that already hasn't
I
hit
think they
already.
already I think a lot of us for a lot of us we already we already have. I think that's why a lot of people didn't see like Thunderbolts and all of that stuff, which actually was a really good movie, but a lot of people didn't even see it or made judgment of it just because they were so tired of all the Marvel stuff, like just being overloaded. I think having all the different Disney Plus series and stuff was a little too much for people too. And I think they need to kind of do what they're doing and space the movies farther apart and go back to that original formula of building up to these event movies like they did. What, they took almost 10 years to build up to the first Avengers movie. Like I think that's the formula that works, and then having everything be connected. They lost that when they started doing all the series, and they're like, well, that's not canon, but that is, and this is multiverse, and this is and you just confuse your average person with that stuff.
Yeah, and I think that I mean we've talked about this a ton in the past, but it also affects their comics in the long run because they're trying to mimic the style of the movies into their comics, and then people got sick of looking at their comics then too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this weird dichotomy that it just kind of like divulges itself.
Hmm. Yeah, Victor says X-Men 97 was a good watch. I have kids, so all my recommendations will be animated. Yeah, it's true. I enjoyed the new X-Men 97 was great. I really liked it. And I really liked what they did with the What If show. They did a good job with that. I think I would rather see them like stick to the more obscure stuff in animated form, and then save the movies for like the bigger stuff.
Yeah, I never watched any of that stuff. I think I watched some of that Watchmen animated thing that they did on
Oh yeah,
HBO.
yeah,
That was pretty much the only thing I've saw
yeah. I didn't catch
cartoons
that,
on.
but I heard about it. And but again, it's that thing like we're in this world now where there's no shortage of this kind of like when I was a kid, I never would have imagined having all of this. So it's like whenever I start to get critical or I hear people getting hypercritical, it's kind of like, well, you don't really realize how good you have it, but it's like anything with too much of a good thing, you start to resent it sometimes, or people do. So I think that's kind of where people are at because we do have so many series and animated shows and everything else. But I geek out on it just because I remember the days when if you told me that we were going to have multiple Spider-Man movies, X-Men movies, this, that, Batman, like never would have believed it because all we had was like the cheesy like made for TV quality type of movies where Captain America is riding around with his helmet on his motorcycle and looking all dorky. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you look back at it, it's like in terms of theatrical stuff. I mean, what was the big first superhero thing? I mean, like Batman in '89,
Yeah, that
maybe
was the
maybe
big.
Richard Donner's Batman before that, or Superman. I mean, before that.
Yeah, Superman, depending on what generation you're from, it was definitely Superman. I think for my generation, it was more that Batman 89. Like that's what I remember like being the hot thing. And then yeah, and then after that, not until like when X-Men hit. Like I dug Blade though, but I didn't associate it as being targeted as a superhero movie. But yeah, X-Men stands out after that.
I had no idea that Blade was even a superhero growing
Yeah.
up. And then when I got into comic books when I was in like middle school, I was like, oh wait, this dude's actually a comic book character.
Yeah. You know, another one that people don't realize and probably saw the movie and then never put it together was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Sean Connery and everything. Like, yeah,
That movie is terrible.
that's another comic movie though, right? Like
It
that's
is, yeah.
based in a comic. So yeah, it's yeah, there's a few like that that I don't think people realize. What I like is when people love the movie and then they go to the comic and then they're discovering comics and everything. I think we're seeing that happen a lot right now with Invincible, with the animated series, because there's so many people like that love Invincible who've never even touched a comic, but they're now going and picking up the trades and everything.
Yeah, there really isn't anything I can think of besides like maybe The Mask that
Oh yeah.
it's based off a comic book, but it's so far off of base of like what the source material is because I don't know if you've ever actually read any of those Mask books,
I
but
haven't. I haven't. I know Doug Mankey drew a lot of them though,
yeah,
and I dig Doug Mankey's stuff.
they're outlaw, like straight up, like
Yeah.
dudes getting their faces blown off with shotguns and cops getting their midsections blown off with rocket
Wow. So it
launchers.
was
Like,
hardcore, way more
yeah,
hardcore than a Jim Carrey goofy comedy movie, huh?
it's super hardcore. Like Stanley Ipkiss, who's Jim Carrey's character in that movie,
Yeah.
he lasts like halfway through the first issue and he's dead.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the rest of the series, like The Mask, it kind of floats from person to person.
So they
So
lighten it up a lot to
yes.
make it palatable for a movie.
Yeah, there's a handful of things that are in the comic that happen in the movie, but they're more like we're like 2 panels in the comic. It's like, oh, like him doing the air of the like the animal balloons part
Yeah.
where he like, pulls out the Tommy gun. It's like that's in the comic, and like that's pretty much the only thing in terms of like
That they
that's actually
pulled
drawn in the
and
comic that
put.
they pulled from. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that. I've only ever seen like that kind of makes sense though, because Doug Mankey's art is like very gritty.
Mhm.
So it would make sense he would be drawing a more intense comic book like that.
Yeah,
And
it's
what
awesome.
was the other one? I'm trying to think of the other one. It had like Michael Cera in it and Brandon Routh was in it.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
That's another comic one that people don't realize was based off a comic.
yeah. Scott was that Scott O'Malley did that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a decent one, but it's yeah. I just like it when the movies are a gateway for the comics, as opposed to people going. I think it's hard for us that do love the comic source material to go into movies. It's just like when a book gets made into a movie and everybody tells you, well, the book was so much better. It's like, yeah, majority of the time the comics are going to be better, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
can't really
unless
think of a can you think of a superhero movie you that you liked more than the comic?
I
There's
mean, I can
probably got a couple, right?
think of a cartoon and it's Spawn.
HBO, yeah,
Yeah, it's by far better than any of the Spawn comics, especially story wise, because I'm like we're
for
all aware
sure.
it's all anything that's in Spawn, you can just throw it in a fire. It's just
You
throwaway.
saying the Todd father's not going to get an Eisner for his writing prowess on Spawn? Man,
I
son,
highly
be
doubt it.
careful. We want to get him on here one day.
I think he'll
No,
be the
I'm
first
sure.
person to
I,
tell you that he
I
would
think
never win an Eisner for Spawn.
I've heard him. I've heard him talk about his writing in many interview, and he is self-deprecating about it. He's not under any illusion that he's a world-class writer. I don't think he's more about the art, like
Yeah,
most of us.
he's too busy buying injection molds and
Yeah,
manufacturing toys.
yeah, 100%. And prior to that, he was wanting to start a trading card company.
Yeah, I had seen that, and it's like good on him for not going down that route because obviously that would have been a bad business
Yeah,
venture,
he
especially at
actually
that
wanted to get
time.
out of comics.
Just
Right, but right
terrible.
before right before Image, right before they started Image, he was like probably if the card thing would have took off for him, but I guess it costs too much to like license the photos or whatever.
Mm.
So that was kind of a stumbling block. I guess Liefeld has a bunch of the uncut sheets of the cards that Todd gave him to look at and stuff when he was trying to do all that. So he definitely made the right choice, pivoted into the right area for sure.
Yeah, I remember in like the late 90s, early 2000s, just like how hot sports cards were. And it's like every comic shop, it's like
Yep.
anything they were selling, it was mostly
Yeah.
sports cards, and then just out of nowhere it just dropped off and you don't see
Yep.
them anymore.
And I own a ton of those that aren't worth anything. we would collect, and then like, yeah, that era, it's just like comics of that era though. Like we thought they were going to be like gold. We're buying 5 copies every first issue, and it's like, yeah, they made a lot of them. They're not going to be you're
Dude,
not going to pay off your student loans with them, right?
I'm going to be super rich. I have every variant cover of Deathmate, so
I have every Death of Superman poly bag.
What a shit comic that thing is.
I have the autograph version of the wedding issue. How about that?
Okay, that's impressive.
Is that worse? I see our guest is here. I'm gonna bring him in. Everybody in the chat, we have rising superstar colorist, Mr. Steve Canon is here with us. Welcome in, brother. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? Good, man. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing good. Steve, have you ever met Sam?
No, I don't think so.
This is my buddy Sam, my Bristol bro. Sam McClurg is an awesome indie / underground creator who is like
nice to meet you.
A workhorse and has put out a ridiculous amount of self-published books last year and has more planned for this year now. So yeah, he motivates me. It's like if he's doing all that, I gotta turn up the heat on myself here.
For sure, man. That's awesome.
Speaking
a couple of Bristol bros and a digital dude.
Yeah. Speaking of turning up the heat and making a bunch of work for themselves, you've had no shortage of projects and deadlines here recently.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy, man.
And I know there's plenty you can't talk about, but talk about some of your most recent ones that you're really proud of.
So this a little show and tell.
I'm gonna give you the full screen. Dark Souls, nice.
Issue 1 just came out last month.
Beautiful. Oh, sick. You see, you did the interiors on that one.
Yeah, so this one just came out, and then I just got my comps for
issue there 2 you go.
With the Raymond Gay cover.
Nice.
So that
turned out amazing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, man, just covers. I've been doing some work with the guys from Alpha Clash.
Yeah, I just had them on this most recent episode here.
Yeah, I'm working with them on their new comic, Rising Empires, which is like super cool because Mark Waid is writing it, so
yeah,
exciting.
That has to be.
Have you guys seen like some of the art?
I've seen a little bit. I've seen the covers. I haven't got to see too much of the interiors though. But Patty Grimm is phenomenal.
Yeah, his art's been super fun to color.
And he's like in I want to say he's in like Africa or something. I tried reaching out to him. Yeah. Well, maybe I shouldn't put him on blast if people start looking for him. But he is very much in another country, a very elusive character, and doesn't want to have his face on the screen, but he wants to come on the podcast. He said he would wear a mask or something. I said, oh, no worries. Nice. He'd be my first person that wears a mask on here.
Mysterious.
He's very mysterious, but like
his art's amazing. So
yeah, like came out of left field as like a fully developed artist that looks like they've been in the industry for like 20 years or something.
I know his stuff is super good. And it's we're kind of doing a little bit of a different style from my usual stuff. So it's a little bit more I would say like my influence on it is kind of like anime and that kind of look. So yeah, it's been fun.
You getting to kind of push yourself a little bit outside the boundaries.
Yeah, yeah, and like just doing different techniques, and even like I guess the rendering I would say is maybe a little bit simpler than what I normally do on covers and stuff, but it's like I don't know, more shape based, more
Yeah.
like cuts and stuff like that. It's just been fun.
How does it feel for you to uh, go from covers to sequentials? Is it pretty seamless for you, or like I'm assuming sequentials is more work, but covers probably have their own challenges that you face as well, just given the pressure of it being the cover.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people think that interiors are more work, which sometimes they can be. But sometimes you have panels that don't have any background. It's just like a solid color or
If
something
you're
like that.
coloring a Liefeld comic, no
Well,
backgrounds.
his color is like I don't know. That guy is magical, man.
Yeah, he has
He
to.
does some crazy stuff.
He does some crazy stuff for sure.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's really good.
Yeah.
But like some panels don't need a background. It's just like
No.
a red or whatever. So it can be less work sometimes, but it can be a lot of work sometimes too. Double pages can get pretty crazy. There's some pretty cool double pages on here. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
give
can
you the
show
full screen again.
Oh, so this one was kind of cool. It was
Oh yeah.
let's see if I can get it. Like
Yep.
them going on a journey through the map or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Man House is the artist on this, and he does some really cool double pagers. Let me see. I can show you this one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm like out of frame.
No, it looked good. Yeah, you.
But like some of those can take a long time because they have a lot of panels. But
right.
depends on the art, man. It's yeah.
You're getting variety.
Mm-hmm.
Variety is
And
the
like
spice of life.
with the interiors, you get to do a lot more storytelling. Like that, the storytelling is more important than it is on the covers, because on the cover you kind of just like make a really cool image and that's it. Doesn't necessarily have to. Not that it doesn't have to tell a story, but it's not related to anything in the
Yeah.
book, or could be random sometimes. But
We
with the
talked.
interiors, you have to keep the scenes like
Yeah.
together and all that stuff.
We talked about that a little bit when you were on the pod, about how like when you're doing sequentials and you're part of the storytelling at that point, because you're setting the scene and the mood of the scene and everything, and having to kind of interpret what the artist was going for, and
Yeah.
where to direct the focus and everything using color. So that's that pushes the skill set right there as well.
Yeah, and it can be a challenge because not every book is something you've seen in life,
Yeah.
So a lot of times you have to think like, okay, I don't know, what does this magical forest look like? Or, whatever.
Sam, I would like to I would like to challenge Steve to color some of your stuff. I bet he
Good
hasn't
luck.
colored some of the subjects that you
I draw nasty adult comics. So if you want to draw dicks and tits, I'm your guy.
Nice. Yeah,
you should
I've
get
had a
shirt.
couple of NSFW
Yeah.
commissions and stuff in
That was
Gotcha.
quote of
my
the night,
days.
Sam. You need a shirt that says that.
Fair enough. I can make one. I mean, I got a press right over here.
Yeah, perfect. Probably be their best seller.
I actually had a question about kind of working with, I guess on the Dark Souls book in particular. Do you have to jump through a lot of hoops with like pleasing the client? Because I would imagine that since it's a licensed comic, like you might be having to deal with, Bandai, I would assume, is the publisher on that, or software. Like how does that interfere with your creative freedom, and kind of how is that process in general?
So Dark Souls in particular is published by Titan. So in this comic, I have like my editor, and everything goes through the editor. But I mean, they've been super chill. I've been kind of just coloring the pages and doing my thing and turning it in. They'll have a couple of notes here and there, but nothing too crazy. and it goes off for approval. And once it gets approved by the licensor, it just goes forward.
Do you feel that and comparing to your previous works, that licensed comics have a shorter deadline?
Honestly, with the deadline, it kinda just depends on like the situation, because on Dark Souls, the deadlines have been like not too crazy, but life happens, things, you get a little behind here, a little behind there, and they get tighter, but they haven't been too intense.
Nice. Yeah, this has to be interesting for you right now because I've noticed a lot of variety of different projects you've been working on. Like you got to work on the Youngblood variant cover, the Daniel Warren Johnson one.
Hmm.
You've been doing a lot of stuff for McFarlane you got to do your first work on the main Spawn title. Like,
Yeah.
has it been pretty consistent as far as what's expected of you from each publisher, or has there been more leniency or more, you know, pressure
Um,
from one or the
I
other,
don't
or
know.
self-imposed pressure?
I mean, honestly, I haven't even thought about that kind of stuff. Like, I'm just like I have children, so like for me, it's like I'm on a day to day,
Yeah,
like every day is a different hustle. So I don't really think about other people's like expectations of
you're
my work.
you're on
I
that
just
Jack Kirby grind.
yeah, like
Say, how did Jack Kirby get all that done? It's like he had a family to provide for.
baby goes to bed, and it's like, all right, what's on the? Well, I have a little board. I'm kind of old school. I don't like using like the computer calendars and whatever. So I have a
Yeah,
little board with all my stuff, and it's like, okay, what's on the board? We got to put an X on it,
you're
and
old
that's it.
school.
Luckily, like I think people, they like what I do and they resonate with my work, and so they hire me because they like what I do, and I've been lucky that I just kind of do my thing, and people like it. Or I mean, obviously people have notes and stuff like that, but that's just a normal part of the process.
For sure.
And yeah, just I think if you get in your head about the pressure and the expectations and all that, it can get in the way of the work, and also can get in the way of your ability to meet the deadlines.
Hmm.
Because if you get really precious on stuff, or you get stuck on something, when you have a deadline, you have to figure it out, because you got another page to do tonight, or you have 10 more pages left for the deadline or whatever. You kind of have to just figure it out and go with it.
You finding you're getting faster?
Yeah, I mean, I think since I had my son, it was like a boost of speed of like 100.
Nice.
I think it just when you don't have as much free time to do the work as you did before, you kind of stop like bullshitting, you know? You don't procrastinate as much, or maybe not procrastinate, but like when you start working, you're like, let's go.
Hmm.
So
Especially when you have that reserved kind of little segment of time that's your time to work.
yeah, for me, it's just when everybody goes to bed.
Nice. So
Everybody's sleeping, nobody's gonna come in
yeah.
to interrupt or pull me
So I
aside
was
for this or
feeling
that. So
I was feeling bad about having you on because I know how late it is there, but you're telling me you probably were just getting to work not too long ago.
I mean, I work usually till about 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my days
Sam
are
and I
pretty
are
heavy.
both night owls too, so we
Yeah,
know all about it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those I've tried before to switch it up and like wake up at 5 and whatever, but I can't. I'm not creative
Yeah.
at that time, and like for people who can wake up and do this stuff first thing in the morning, like more power to you. But at 5 in the morning, I'm just mush. I'm like,
Yeah, me too.
coffee. So it's better for me to just stay up late.
I put together a little presentation of some of your recent covers that I'm going to pull up here for the viewers.
Oh,
So and
nice.
then you can kind of kind of talk us through, and then if Sam has any questions on them as well. So I'm going to add those to the stage, and I'm going to give them the full cinematic layout. So start from left to right. Let me remove our logo so it's not covering that. There we go. All right, so the one on the left, that's the one you just posted.
Yeah. So that's a Kevin Keane piece. Yeah, man, that piece was so cool. He actually does a lot of grays in his line art, so a lot of the values are already determined by like him. So it's kind of more of like setting a cool vibe, and
that one's a little bit more like painted looking too than some of the stuff I've seen you do.
And some of that is in the line art.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where like he kind of, he did the full piece. It just needed color. Like it didn't really need much rendering. So
now is he doing his own inks, or is he going in like with washes? Like what did the original piece look like?
I think it's digital.
Okay.
I think he works digital. So it's just line art with gray tones under. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a little bit of a learning experience because I hadn't worked with somebody who used so much gray before, but I think I did okay at like not letting it get desaturated, because sometimes when you color under the gray too much, it'll just make the colors look muddy under. So a lot of this is actually colored on top of the line art.
Wow, that's amazing, dude. And then the middle one's special.
Was a fun one, man. That was fun. And also Kevin Keane, like before I started working on Spawn and McFarlane, he still is one of my favorite guys. Like his covers were my favorite. He did a lot of covers for like the Scorched and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I hope one day I get to.
And then you're working with him.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
And another amazing person you got to work with on that middle piece, Mr. Danny Earls.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
That issue was the first Spawn issue I got to do the covers on. So I did that one, and also cover B was a Raymond Gay piece that I did as well. So that was
on that same issue, right? You did the 2 covers for 369.
Yeah, that month was crazy because I had those 2 covers and Youngblood.
Wow.
On the same day, I think it was. Oh no, I think Youngblood was a different Spawn cover, but
oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was Youngblood and Spawn on the same day. I was like, like 12-year-old me would have been like, nah.
Yeah, would not have believed it. Then we got our medieval Spawn on the far right.
Yeah, that one was cool too. It was my boy Jonathan Uribe. He's such a great artist. His style is like a very like, to me it kind of reminds me of Jim Lee.
I can see that.
So, lots of hatching, and yeah, and he's super cool. He actually when the Spawnuary contest was going on, that's when I met him. He hit me up to color some of his submissions.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately, I was like super busy, but we kept in touch. And then I ended up coloring a couple of pieces for him. And that year in July, we went to San Diego. And we both got in at McFarlane at the same time. We both were talking to Thomas.
Wow.
And like I had his work in my portfolio, and we were kind of like, yeah, it was cool.
Now, did he win the contest, or did he get hired after that?
I think he had already been talking to these guys. I think he met Todd when he was like a little kid, and he'd been going to conventions and like showing him work for a long time.
Nice.
And actually the Spawnuary thing was great because it kind of was like the perfect opportunity for me to put together a Spawn portfolio. So when I met with Thomas, I had a full portfolio of only Spawn.
Oh, that's so good. You were like set up for it.
Yeah, I had colored a couple of interiors that I found online, like Segovia piece, and then a bunch of the I think I did like 12. I worked on like 12 pieces on that month.
Wow. Mr. Victor Medina says absolutely amazing work.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Vic is an amazing artist in his own right. Crazy talented. All right, I'm gonna throw it to the next slide right here. Here's some. Did you
Yeah,
ever
so
think of
these were the ones that came together on that same day. That's Spawn
Okay.
cover and the Youngblood.
So I accidentally got them all on the right one. You ever think you would dream of the day that you'd be working on a Daniel Warren Johnson, not only Daniel Warren Johnson, but also Youngblood? Because I know you're a 90s image lover like myself.
Oh yeah, I mean, for this piece in particular, it was like super out of the blue. Like, you know, Rob sometimes he'll post stuff.
Yep.
And he was like, he needed a colorist, and I put my thing in. Some people like replied to it, and then I get a DM from Rob just asking me if I want to color a Daniel Warren Johnson cover. I was just like, yes.
Couldn't say yes quick enough, right?
Oh yeah, I was just like, yeah, yes sir.
And then the far left, you got to do 370 as well.
Yeah, that's another Jonathan cover.
Yeah, I am seeing the Jim Lee influence now that you mention it. When I look at his stuff, I hadn't really thought of it, but now that you mention that, that's kind of all I can see.
Yeah, it's like Jim Lee with like a little Todd, like very that style.
Yeah, or even a little Capullo maybe too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's not far removed from Todd with the way Capullo changes style up after working on Spawn for so long. And then on the far right, that's Thomas Nalick, right?
yeah. His covers are super. He uses a lot of gray too.
Yeah,
And
he's
I think
all
he does all his stuff
digital.
traditional. Is he?
Yeah, no, he's digital.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I thought that was traditional.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Unless he switched it up recently. He was talking about being digital when I talked to him.
Maybe for his interiors. His interiors, I could see it being digital.
Oh
but
yeah, you're right. I think you know what? I think I saw him post this cover that was a traditional piece because he was going to have it available for purchase or something. So I bet you're right. I bet he does the covers so he can sell them. He probably does those traditionally.
I was like, how did he get those, like that texture on the gray tones digital? Like, those are the coolest brush ever. But yeah, his stuff is super fun. I did a few pieces with him. I think they've all come out for Scorched and a couple of Rat City pieces. And I did a piece with him that was the Redeemer.
Oh yeah.
And he had all this, like, it was like a church stained glass in the background, and that was a fun one.
So I'm gonna remove this from the screen now and bring us back. Boom. Here we go. Get this off of here. Remove. There we are. Sam, what else do you got to throw? Oh, look, he's gonna show us this. Boom. Look at that.
That's another Danny piece.
Nice.
This one was super fun. The graveyard vibes.
You're drowning in comps right now, man.
Yeah, man. I had a good
problem.
A good December.
Yeah.
Comics came out.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I had a question, I guess, because obviously we don't get a lot of colorists on the show, and especially good ones. So I'm gonna grill you with some questions for people that are interested in actually getting into coloring. Because a little bit inside baseball, I'm colorblind, so coloring is irrelevant to me. So this is more for people who always have questions about coloring in general, because I see them pop up in my communities all the time with people asking about how you even break into doing coloring. So my question to you is, when you first started out, what is something that you spent a lot of time on that you wish you didn't? And then when you actually got into a professional career, what is something that you wish that you had, like that you wish that you did study beforehand, but you didn't? That would have helped you out in the long run.
Let's see. That's kind of tough because I'm not a person that has been doing, like, I've been doing art my whole life. That's like I like to draw for fun when I was a kid and whatever, but I haven't been doing art like as some people like they're always drawing or painting or whatever. Like I was a musician, so I was playing guitar for most of my
Oh, you and Sam
like
have something in
teens,
common.
20s,
Sam's a
in my
music
teens,
guy
my
too.
20s, and then I went into guitar building. So like art was not even a thing. I started doing art just because I wanted to do something creative again, like at work when I was on my lunch or whatever. And I don't know, drawing is really hard. So I found some videos about coloring on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. Like, try it for fun. And that's how I started kind of doing coloring. So a lot of my early work and like my early career, it was just me doing it for fun. And like at some point I somebody asked me if I wanted to color something and they'll pay me, and I was like, okay.
I think a
So
lot of people
yeah.
get caught up in trying to learn like color theory and worrying about that kind of stuff. Is that something that you would recommend for people to try to wrap their head around, or just say, don't
Yeah.
worry about it, just worry about what your eyes are seeing?
No, I would definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I didn't study anything, because I definitely, like, in the beginning, once I started realizing that like it was fun and I was kind of good at it, then I started. There's another colorist. His name is Kurt Michael Russell, and I don't know if he still does YouTube, but at the time when I started, he was doing coloring tutorials on YouTube like all the time, and live streams and stuff like that. And I used to watch him all the time. And I used to watch Nick Velarde, because he used to also do coloring live streams, and just kind of listening to them while I was working or whatever. And I learned a lot from them. And Kurt Michael Russell actually offers a whole bunch of courses that you can. They're actually pretty cheap, and he goes through color theory, flatting, rendering, like all that stuff. So definitely study and learn like fundamentals, learn color theory. Even if you're not like a master at it, at least understand it, so that when you look at a comic book or you look at a piece of art or TV even, you can see like, okay, like the lighting here is blue with like purple in the back, or and you start seeing these things and kind of relating them back to what you're seeing on the pages of the books.
Yeah.
And that'll help you build your like mental library of scenes or vibes. And that's kind of something that I really it wasn't too hard to learn, but it was something I focused on, because the storytelling is the most important part of the comic book. And then other than that, it was just practicing. Like I color all the time, and learning to do faces better or whatever. After a while, when you start doing professional work, like you have to do so many faces in one book, you have to do so
Yeah.
many backgrounds in one book, that there's no choice but to get better. So I don't know if that answers the question, but I long story short, I haven't had like a formal like education, or like a time when I'm like studying. Most of my skill, I guess, just comes from working and coloring.
No, I get it. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat with my cartooning. It's very much of you just have to do it, and if you don't do it, then you're never going to do it, right? So it's like if you're
Right.
not practicing drawing, then that comic's never going to get made. So at the end of the day, you have to
Yeah.
sit,
Right.
make 100 or 1,000 really bad pages to make one good page. This
Right.
is how it is.
Yeah, there's a point where your work, so your work goes from amateur or like not good, for you're not good for a while. Everybody's bad at when they first start something. So you're not good for like a good couple months. But if you can see past, like, this is the other thing. A lot of people are too self-critical, and they talk themselves out of getting good at something because they can't see past, like, I suck right now. But if you keep coloring and you keep working at it for a month or two, you're going to get so much better. And if you just sit there and tell yourself, oh no, I don't want to do this, this sucks, or you're scared to post, or you're scared to show anybody, then you're not going to get better. And I think that's something I learned early on from being a musician, because playing guitar, I mean, like, for the first like couple of years, you suck real bad. But then after that, you're like, hey, I can play AC/DC or I can play whatever, and like, then maybe you join a band and you put yourself out there, and that's how you get better, by putting your work out there, letting other people see it, and being like, okay, like I posted it and like it was fine, people liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
That
mean, and to your point, it's like there are so many different ways that you can get into the industry. You don't have to do it the way that you did it. You don't have to way that,
Mhm.
I did it or James did it. And that's the same way with music. It's like you just use guitar as an analogy. It's like you can watch YouTube videos, you can teach yourself how to learn tabs, you can go to a local music shop, you can go to Guitar Center and get lessons to learn how to play that way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just figure out what works for you and go in that lane and continue to grow, because I'm a kind of the mind, if you have a dream, you need to have a responsibility to yourself to fulfill that dream, because if you don't, at the end of
Mhm.
the day, that's what it is. It's a dream. It's not a reality. So
Yeah.
you actually
Right.
have to go out there and do it.
Yeah, and like if you want to actually do it, and because sometimes, like, okay, like I love playing guitar, but I know I'm not going to be a professional musician. So as much time as I'm willing to dedicate to guitar is just for my own enjoyment. But in coloring, if I see an avenue to do it professionally, there comes a point where you have to treat it as a profession, and treat it as something important that you have to do. And especially in this business, you have to really be accountable for yourself, because the deadline doesn't move. The deadline doesn't
Yeah.
care. Like if you have to work on Christmas, you're going to work on Christmas. But if you're not a person who is willing to do that, then it's going to be a hard business, because
Yeah, for
that's the
sure.
the part of the business that is hard, is that you have to take something that you enjoy and you have to make it into a job, and it's hard for people to sometimes get those things like sorted out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's passion that drives everyone. And if you can't teach somebody to care, and if they don't care, then it's like we've been saying, it's never going to get done. So you have to have that ingenuity and innovation on yourself to actually, again, go out there and actually do things to make it happen. So that's
Hmm.
kind of a message to everybody out there, that the three of us here are saying, like, get off your ass and do something with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the thing is too, a lot of people will think like, oh, how did you get into comics, or what did you do, or what did this person do? And the thing you hear from everybody is that whatever they did is not going to work for anybody else.
Yeah.
You kind of have to just do your thing. Like in my experience, obviously I try to contact people, and of course everybody does that. But for the most part, I just put the work out there, and then people see it, hopefully, and if they're interested in working with me, they'll reach out to me. I reach out to people as well, but there's nothing. It's kind of like there's nothing you can do. Somebody has to hire you, especially as a colorist. Somebody has to come to you and be like, I need these drawings colored. So all you can do is really like put yourself out there and hope that, you know, you put it out and hope that something comes back.
Well, I need something colored, so I might contact you.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
And that's the thing. You mentioned how like I have a lot of stuff coming out and all that, and that just comes from me. I don't say no to anything.
yeah, including
I'm
your
like, okay,
boy.
yeah, no,
I'm gonna
dude,
be
I'm
sending
super
you that
psyched to be
Batman
here.
piece once I'm just doing a couple little cleanups in digitally, and then I'll be sending it your way.
Nice. Yeah, like I'm always just like, okay, like I have this work to do. Let me get organized, put it all on the board. As long as the time is there, no problem.
Yeah. As we start getting close to the end with you, I want to open it up to the chat. If anybody has questions for Steve, make sure you throw those in the chat. I'll put them up on screen, and we'll get his answer on them. And Steve, I wanted to ask you, is there anything that you're working on right now that you can talk about that's going to be coming up? Because I know there's always the secret stuff that
Mhm.
is in the works, but what do you got that you want to let people know about that you're excited about?
So I have Dark Souls 3 and 4 coming out. Well, Dark Souls 2 is coming out I think next month, or
Nice.
this month actually. So Dark Souls, I got that. I got Rising Empires with the Alpha Clash guys, Mark Wade and AJ Light, Patty.
And that's that Kickstarter starts on the 20th of this month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming up later this month. What else do I have coming up? Some covers. I always have like little covers I'm working on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably forgetting some stuff, but every time I'm like on the spot with what I'm working on, I'm like,
Yeah, and you don't want to accidentally mess up and say something that you can't say, right? If
oh
you
yeah,
had
I'm the next artist on Absolute Batman. You know?
There you go. I'd buy it. If there was a dream project that you could manifest for yourself right now by speaking it into existence while you're on here live with us, what would be a dream gig for you that you would really love to tackle?
I mean, since I started, my goal has been to work on Batman, so that's something that I'm working on.
Nice.
Like when I'm working on stuff, I always have that goal in mind. I would love to work on something with Scott Snyder. That would be
amazing, dude.
Sick.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the guy that him and Greg Capullo brought me back into comics. So if I could ever like work on anything with him, would be so cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to work on anything, man. I love comics. I'm super grateful that it allows me to work at home and be with my kids and do my thing, kind of set my own schedule. So yeah, happy to work on anything.
He's not gonna say no. Reach out to him. We got a couple of questions, or at least one question in here.
Sure.
Let me see. I'm gonna put you full screen. Mr. Victor Medina wants to know, what's a typical colorist deadline like? I hear you usually have to be fast because everyone else took longer than needed to be, meaning the other people in the line of, production drug their heels, and now you're having to come in and save the day.
Yeah, so deadlines, they range from super chill to not chill at all.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, in my experience, I haven't really had an issue with crazy deadlines. Usually, like if it's super super tight for a whole book, they'll give you maybe like 10 days, and that's like super tight. But if you do like 2 pages a day or something like that, you're good. Which, like, for a colorist, and in my opinion, if you want to do coloring and you actually want to like make a living from doing it, I think you need to be able to do at least 2 to 3 pages a day is what I think.
Okay, so that should be the goal.
Yeah, I think you should aim to do at least 2 a day. If you do 2 a day, that kind of puts you at more or less like 2 books a month.
I wish the kitty wasn't blurry, Sam. He's all blurred out. Your camera's trying to make him disappear.
He's hassling me. He just decided to jump up on my desk. Yeah.
He's like, hey,
he wants treats. Yeah, you're done, Dad.
Well, my dog will do that to me as well. My dog will come up at like 2 a.m. and be like, hey, come on.
I have to close my cats out of the studio. They'll cause chaos. They'll go over there on my spinner rack and start chewing on the comics on the bottom, and like, I can't allow that. Let's see. We got
dogs learned real quick.
Tristan Werner says, shout out to the Bristol Bros. Sam, I got your package and your comics. The package was freaking awesome. I'm gonna do a little video on it. Awesome, Tristan. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that. He ordered some books and some circle guides and whatnot from me, and I had somebody reach out a couple of days ago, and I sold off a couple of white line pages as well. So
sweet. Sold some of your originals?
Yeah, sold 4 pages out of that book so far.
Awesome, man. Good work. Steve, I want to put your socials up on the screen here. You can let me know if I got anything wrong, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. I said follow Steve on Instagram. It's just at Steve Canon on Instagram, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And then you're also pretty active over on X.
I was not so much anymore. I've been more on the IG, because X is getting a little too wild out there. But you know what? It's actually weird, because X used to be like cool. And,
I know. It's the wild West now.
Like, just in terms of like people seeing your stuff. Like I would post something and on X it'd get like, oh my god, like 100,000 views or something, and like
When I
crazy.
first
And then
started
it died.
because that's why I set up a Nerdy Musings account on there. And when I was first posting, same thing. It's like I was getting a ton of views. Now I'll
Mhm.
put something up, it's like 3 people saw it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's why I'm not really on it, because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, I still post, but it's like 200 views or something. I'm like, okay. And then on IG, it does better. It's still not great, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
an
you're
influencer, so
also
I don't know how that
you're
works.
also over on Facebook. You have a page over there that I just followed
Yes,
today.
that is the ghostly specter of of my
Yeah.
social media.
You still
stuff.
post on it though. I saw a recent post. I know you're an old guy like me. You still get on
Oh
Facebook
yeah,
from time to time.
I have it linked to my IG, so whatever I post on IG goes over there. I'm
Set
keeping that zombie alive, baby.
set it and forget it, right?
Yeah, I still go on Facebook, but only to lurk on like people that I used to know back in the day.
Yeah, there you go. Be the creepy stalker guy. See where their life is at.
All my high school friends, see what's up with them, see what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Steve, man, I bet you got some stuff to work on after you get off of here.
Oh, I'm chilling tonight, man. My deadline was
Oh,
last night. Tonight,
nice.
I'm just gonna chill,
Good.
recharge
So
a
you
little bit.
got to hang out with us. You get to recharge.
Yeah, I'm ready for tomorrow. Start stuff up again. I got some cool covers on the works for tomorrow. So
I know you got a lot of
I'm
stuff you
excited.
can't talk about. I already know. I am burdened by the knowledge, the curse of knowledge, because now so many of the artists I've had on the pod are telling me off air what they're working on. And I'm
Mhm.
like, Fort Knox, man. I won't say a word, but the stuff I know already about several, like, people are going to be super excited when they find
Yeah, I'm
out.
hoping 2026 is going to be cool. 2025 was good. There's a lot of cool stuff in comics last
Yeah.
year. A lot of exciting stuff. The Absolute Universe is insane.
I feel
So
like
yeah, I
you're
don't know.
just
We'll
now
see.
starting to pick up your momentum here.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm going day to day. Just to make sure my stuff gets done, and you know, keep it going, man. I'm super grateful to be able to do this, and yeah, it's one of those things where I would never have thought that I'd be doing this. So
That's so
it's
cool, man. And I'm so happy for you, and happy I've been a small part of your journey, being on the pod and everything. Getting to know you has been great. You're one of a very select, small group of people that's been on the podcast more than once. Sam
I
as
know, man.
well. Sam's
I'm
been
a,
on there
I'm a
more than
regular on
once.
here.
Yeah, so
It's cool, man.
that's really cool. We appreciate you. Sam, anything before we let Steve go and wrap things up?
No, just keep coloring your ass off, dude. That's all. Just keep making
Yeah.
comics.
And
Hell yeah, man.
know that Sam doesn't lie. When he said he's going to reach out to you about coloring something, be on the lookout. But unlike you
I'm
and
gonna
me,
I'm gonna mess with you. I'm just gonna do it grayscale.
there you go.
It's already in grayscale because I use screen tone on literally everything, so that's fine. You can waste your time.
I was gonna say, unlike you or me, he's gonna reach out via email, because this dude actually has no social media at all. So
Oh yeah,
he is
Cool, dude.
unburdened, untethered. But
yeah.
he will
The social media game, man. It's
yeah.
something else.
It's
Because you have to post, but also it's like you kind of have to play the game a little bit.
yeah.
Try to get
He
yourself
is
out there.
unburdened by that. So I envy
That's
him all
awesome.
the time. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do any of that. That's so cool. Yeah. But Steve, we greatly appreciate you, man. Hopefully we can have you on here again in the future. And
For sure,
I
man.
will be in
Let's
touch
do
about
some art next time.
yeah, well, Sunday live stream, we can do that for sure. And then we haven't done that on here yet, Sam. We need to do a stream where we actually do some creating together on the Bristol Bros. I feel like we're kind of posing with the Bristol Bros title if we don't do a little bit of art on here from time to
Without
time.
that
So
Bristol.
we'll make sure to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever I get my studio set up upstairs, be able to set up my camera on my desk, I'm down for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Awesome. He's currently working on getting his internet hardwired throughout the house, so he has super speed
sick.
no matter which workstation he's on. So we're going to do some really cool stuff once he gets everything set up.
Nice. That's awesome.
Awesome, brother. Well, listen, thank you so much again. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Enjoy that much needed relax and recharge time before all these other deadlines start popping up. Oh, you even got
Yes,
some
sir.
applause by industry legend Guy Dorian Sr. This guy, dude,
Thank you, sir.
that's high praise coming from that guy. Awesome. Thank you, Guy. All right. Well, I'm going to boot you backstage, Steve. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest
Peace
of the night,
out.
brother. Take
Take
care.
it easy, guys.
Thank you.
Man, that was a good one. Steve's a workhorse.
Coloring his ass off out there.
He's coloring his ass off. He's going to have no ass left by the end of 2026. It's going to be gone because the more of these covers come out, the more people are going to be reaching out to him. And I am not going to be surprised when we see him coloring Batman, because I think that's going to end up happening for him.
It's a double-edged sword. He's a busy man, but he's got a fat paycheck.
He's working on it. He's working on it. He's backstage laughing. He's going, I'm still working on that part. Still working on making that big money. Oh, see, Guy says a great colorist is so crucial. Yes, indeed. Can make or break it for sure. Well, Mr. Sam, that was a fun one, dude. And next week, we got to remind everybody we're going to have West Coast Dave on here. West Coast Dave Vengers will be in the house. And every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I want to remind everybody, boom. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and comment. Help us with that pesky algorithm. I've noticed YouTube throttling me, kind of similar to how X is doing too. You can subscribe, since I am on social media, pretty much everywhere on social media. I'm going to be at Nerdy Musings. If you're watching on YouTube, you already know. Going to encourage you to head over to Sam's website, sammcclurg.com. That's where you can get all the awesome stuff. And he put that discount code in the chat for you guys. So first time orders, going to get 15% off with that code. Last reminder to follow Steve, Instagram at Steve Canon, and check him out over on X, even though he doesn't post there as much. We're going to remind you, we're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to clean up these last comments here, Sam. Tristan says he's been a crazy couple of weeks. Got to catch up on the love. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Says he's going to comment like crazy on our pages. Appreciate the support, Tristan. That's awesome. And I think that pretty much catches us all up, Sam. Another successful live stream. No technical glitches.
Thank God for
Thank
once.
God. Thank the technology gods. They're in our favor.
For everybody out there, though, that typically does work with me anthology-wise, keep an eye out. Probably sometime next week, the announcement for the 4th anthology is probably going to be going out. So keep an eye out for that. And we might end up doing an extended deadline for, we usually do 4 weeks. I might end up doing 5 weeks this time around, because I might bite the bullet and try to see if I can color it, because I think I already told you, James, what the theme was going to be for this next anthology.
Yeah.
But I think it makes more sense for it to be colored rather than it staying grayscale.
Yeah.
But we shall see. That depends on if my colorblind eyes will allow that to happen or not. The deadline will allow it to happen, so we shall see.
Well, and I started doing some thumbnails for it, so I would appreciate a little more time, given as busy as I am. So count me in on a vote for a little extra time on it.
Well, you've known about it for a while, so you don't have an excuse.
Please. Awesome, brother. Well, listen, Tristan says, Happy New Year, dudes. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for being on the first Bristol Bros of 2026. We are out of here. Later, my Bristol bro.
See ya.